ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. From verse number 19 to the end. How do you transcend the gunas and the marks of a person who has transcended the gunas? That is the topic. Transcending the gunas, the embodied becomes Brahman. So he has already explained what is the guna, what are its characteristics, what it does, what is the origin. All that analysis with reference to the guna has been done. Now he is coming to the idea, having known these gunas, how do you transcend them? Transcending the guna means transcending all the three gunas. It's not a particular guna. You cannot transcend only tamas or only rajas. You have to transcend the gunas means you have to transcend all three together. So how that can be done is what he is explaining in verse number 19 and 20. And in 21, Arjuna asks the same question he raised in chapter 2. Sthita prajnasya ka vasha. Because he explained who is this Sthita prajna. He becomes a Sthita prajna. Suddenly he says, who is this Sthita prajna? How do you know? Same question he is asking here. How do you know Gunatita? Krishna gives an explanation. That 22 to 27, he is giving the marks of how do you know a person who has transcended the gunas. So with that, the discussion with reference to the guna gets complete. Right. Verse number 19.
Iti kshetram tatha jnanam.
19, verse 19. 19, no?
Sorry.
19. Yatha drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param veti madbhavam sodhigacchati nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yatha drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param veti madbhavam sodhigacchati. When the seer perceives no agent other than the gunas, qualities, and knows the higher beyond the gunas, he attains my being. Madbhava, my being. My being means, Madbhava means, you have to put it within brackets as Brahma Bhava. Right now, what is your Bhava? Right now, your Bhava is Deha Bhava. Right now, what you carry is Deha Bhava. After this, whatever he is saying, after this is done, then this Deha Bhava will go, Brahma Bhava will come. And that's what he means by saying Madbhava, my being. He attains my being. It's not that he will become Krishna from today. It's not that, please. Many people take it as he becomes me. Krishna is different. You don't become Krishna here. Now, here is a beautiful analysis we do here. He will attain means it is going to be in future tense. He attains maybe future. Now, if you are not having something, right? If you do not have something, you have to gain that. You have to get it. What you don't have, you have to get. What about something that you have? If you have it already, all that you have to do is what? You have to know it. If you don't have it, you have to get it. If you are having it, you have to know. If you are not having any property, you have to get it. Right? That's the dynamics now. Indian dynamics is changing, we say, which wasn't there in the previous generation. Previous generation was not going out traveling like that. Going abroad. Because in the last year, till June, this year, on statistics I saw, about 63% or so of people who traveled with EMI. EMI, EMI is travel happening. Very interesting. Statistics. We are not traveling like that. Similarly, buying also. iPhones purchased. You see, 70% of people bought iPhone last year. Bought it through EMI. Every month you have to pay. In fact, advertisement itself shows only that EMI amount only will come 6,599 only, and then they'll say per month. Because if you show us the original amount, you will not feel like buying that. You know, 1.5 lakhs you pay for one phone. I saw one shoe yesterday. If somebody asks me, what do you want? I'm going to tell them that I want that shoe. Still, if you come to class, you are a mokshu. One shoe cost 3 lakhs. A shoe. 6 months of salary gone. Buy that shoe. One shoe, 3 lakhs. QN now, shoe. Brand. QN. Heard of? Nike, Adidas, you will hear. QN, you will not know. QN. 3 lakhs, one shoe. 3 lakhs only. I don't know. After the shipping charges are free, I don't know. EMI you go. Why? Why suddenly, people go like this now? This current generation is more in terms of these things. Why? What's the main reason? The main reason is 85% of those people who travel have inheritance. Right. Which wasn't there. Have you inherited anything? Father? father who sent you to government school itself is a, they used to think it's a great favor I have done to you. You remember, you know. So what has happened? This current, that generation has worked, earned, bought the properties and all those things. Obviously, what is going to happen to those things? Goes automatic to the next generation. Therefore, the current generation need not worry about what are we going to do, how are we going to live? Nothing you need to worry. All that you have to do is that is secured. So now what you can do? See, I'm not saying it is right or wrong, please. I'm only saying, the dynamics keeps changing. If you have it already, if your father has invested, there's one of our relative is saying, they know the father had, substantial amount for them in 3 different fixed deposits, 3 FDs he has in 3 different banks for each purpose. But the problem is they don't know where is the certificate. See, if you don't even know that you have a fake FD, no issues. Right? The ignorance is bliss. Total ignorance is bliss. Now the problem is what? They know that man has put that much, quite a good sum, for 3 different reasons. The daughter's wedding, son's education, wife's, security, something like that. He has put that. But the problem is they don't know where the certificate is. In which bank also they don't know, I suppose. But they know, I put deposits, don't worry. This man has told that. And they remember. And usually he doesn't lie. If I were to be there, I would have lied. I don't care. I say, go on to you. Secured life is no problem. How you feel? Once I go, well, I myself have gone. What you think of me, who cares? You can keep cursing me or you can keep praising me. What difference does it make to me when I am not there? When I am there, you praise me, there is a meaning. When I am there, you curse me, there is a meaning. After I go, you praise or curse, who may? What difference does it make? That man is not like that. He is very good fellow. Genuine man. But the problem is what? RBI says about 1 lakh plus in the banks, unclaimed, crores. LIC has so much. Which means what? Somebody has taken the insurance. But the problem is what? It's not been told. So you have that claim. But the problem is what? If you have it, you should know it. If you don't have it, you should get it. Allah. Law of life is this, very simple. Now the question is, Brahman is what? Atma Bhava is what? You are having it or you are not having it. Consciousness, you are having consciousness or you are not having consciousness. You are having, no?
Yes.
That's why you are different from the chair. Otherwise, you and the chair will be one and the same. Isn't it? So the consciousness is there already with you. But the problem is what? You don't know that. You are having it and you are not knowing it. Why? Because these gunas comes and cover the whole thing. You lost it as it were. You are having it. But you don't know that. So anything that you are having already and not knowing, needs to be discovered. That's all. You have forgotten. You just have to remember it. That's it. What has made you forget it? What has made you lose it, as it were, is the gunas. So he says, when the seer perceives no agent other than the gunas, one side, and knows the higher beyond the gunas, other side. So when a person has these two things together, how do you transcend the gunas? Two steps. Step one, no other agent of action. Anything other than that, nothing else is functioning. The one who is able to have that perception, anupashyati. Pashyati, see, anupashyati means consciously see. He perceives it. It's not a casual glancing. Most of the time we glance. You see, newspaper. You glance the newspaper. You're not actually seeing it. You're seeing it. Anupashyati is that. Pashyati means just seeing. Have you read the paper? Yes, I saw. Which is different from you're able to understand what is it. So when the seer perceives, what he perceives, no agent other than the qualities, gunas. Nothing else is functioning. So all functioning wherever there is an activity happening, all those activities were happening because of the agent. The principal will not do anything. The agent does everything. The principle here is the self, consciousness. I am. I don't do anything. Then all that is happening, no, all this is happening how? Triggered by, propelled by, performed by the agent. The agent is the gunas, the qualities. So that understanding, that jnanam you should get. But this is where it is absolutely dangerous. The biggest mistake of the current generation is this. The blunder of the current generation of people. Studying scriptures is this. Without having a proper preparation, you come to study philosophy. A blunder. Dangerous one that is. All of us are guilty of that. I know what to do. Not having anything, at least something can be done. But then wherever we get a chance, we have to keep warning. So these are some places where we can give the warning directly. You should not come to this. The transcendence of the gunas, you should be qualified to go through the transcendence of the gunas. Who is qualified? The mumukshu alone is qualified. See, when you lack mumukshatva, you cannot. Then again we have to go back to the basic one. Who is a mumukshu? Who is a mumukshu? Without that, if you take it up seriously, advantage is nobody takes it serious. Therefore, it's okay. If you take it serious, then it is problem. The discipline is needed. The discipline will give you that mumukshatva. What is discipline? Discipline implies what?
Being systematic approach one does.
Sticking to something for a consistent period of time, it may be habits or something like that.
And it's a habit. It's not a discipline. It's a habit. Every day you are brushing, no? I suppose. You brush every day, at least once. Discipline or habit. Habit. Similarly, another fellow, every day he exercises. Is it discipline or a habit?
It's a habit.
You are habituated to go for a walk, you go for a walk. Another fellow is habituated to go to gym, he goes to gym. Another person is habituated to do yoga, he does yoga. Now, where this, it's not a habit, sir, it's a discipline comes into picture.
Keep an ideal and then work towards the ideal.
I want to be fit. This is the ideal, he says. All three.
Maintaining for the consistent period of time.
It's a habit.
Brushing you are doing, consistent for a period of time.
That is the necessity because order will come or something like that.
Doesn't matter. So unnecessary things, if you are consistent, that's called discipline. Huh? Anything which is not connected to necessity. Necessity, who said it is a necessity? Who said it is a necessity? Nature doesn't say it is a necessity. You said that it is a necessity. Nature doesn't. No animal brushes, no? Huh? Have you ever seen any animal brushing? No animal brushes. Have you ever seen any animal having a tooth issues? Cavity. If you don't brush, what will happen, sir? Cavity will come. No dog is brushing. Now we have started brushing the dogs also now. Human beings. The dog on their own, they don't brush. You take it into the house and then you keep brushing it. And then it gets into 100 known issues. Necessity. Eating is a necessity. Sleeping is a necessity. Why? If you don't sleep, what will happen?
Hallucinations.
You will die. Another hallucination, another very initial stages. If you continue 10 days, if you don't sleep, 10 days continuously, if you sleep, you will be called as what? Mahatma. He's meditating, sir. Continuously for 10 days. If you sleep only for 10 hours, you are a lazy fellow. Tamasic guy. If you sleep for 10 days, you are a Mahatma. That is our yardstick. What is discipline? What is the essential ingredient of a discipline?
So evolution.
A consequence.
Should become
Evolution
way
is a
of life.
consequence.
Should become a way of life.
It will become habit, no then. A way of life also can be habit, also part of way of life only. Then how do you distinguish? That's where we get totally lost. To know the difference between I am following the same exercise can be a discipline, same exercising can be habit also.
Which is done with the devotion.
What is the difference?
We continue to do an activity in spite of facing some difficulty or any discomfort.
Discomfort of what?
Some pain or some anything physical example exercise, we get body pain, yet we continue to do it.
Because of your desire. I want to be fit, sir. I have committed for this movie. And that movie demands me to be in that character. I am having, or is it the beggar? So what I have to do now? I want to donate my clothes to a person who was poor. And the fellow said, nobody will take it. Why? No poor man will fit into your clothes. Not double XL. Double XL, whatever if you give, how they will wear that? They won't fit in. What is the difference? Same thing can become a discipline. Same thing can be habit also. One factor, if it is there, it becomes a discipline. One factor not there, it is habitual activity.
Conviction or the self-belief in carrying out that activity.
No, little more you have to go. You're going ahead. Yeah, it's there, but the root of that.
Consciously cannot be broken.
Which one?
Discipline.
There is a separate analysis. Habit can be broken, can be changed. Discipline can be broken, can be changed. Yes, you can change your disciplines also. It's also there. Most important ingredient. The moment I say that, you'll say, "Avlodana, sir."
Involvement in doing something.
Oh no, you are coming very close. I thought you already got it. When you say in, got it. And it's a good joy of, nobody knows the answer, only I know the answer. There's a joy in that. Willingness to obey an instruction. That's called discipline. You see, to obey an instruction. Now you can add, consciously he chose to listen to an instruction. I don't understand. I don't know what is the value of it. I have no clue. Why this has been told, what has been told, nothing. What will happen to me? Nothing I know. Nothing I understand. But I just do it. On what basis you are doing it? No basis, no logic, no reason, no explanation. Following the instruction. When it is instructed to you and you follow that instruction, then whatever you are doing becomes discipline. So immediately you will say, I prefer self-discipline, sir. Why? I will give instruction to myself. So who is the instructor? You are the instructor and you are the follower also. Because I am not willing to follow
Somebody else.
anybody else. No matter what the other person is, who the other person is. I cannot follow. That is the preliminary requirement. First step is that discipline. That is called karma yoga. When you say karma yoga is what? Working for a higher ideal and all that will look fantastic to listen to. But you will go back with what? Converting your activities into worship, sir. Fantastic statement. If you know how to convert, why are you sitting here? Right? You don't know that. Why you don't know that? I have not understood. It's not because of non-understanding. It is because you are not prepared. You are not ready for it. How to get yourself ready for it? Follow an instruction blindly. What will happen? What is this? In what way that is going to help? I have no idea. I have no clue. And still, what I'm going to do? I follow. I do it with the same conviction. Now you can add all that you have said. All that has been told by you is correct. It's not that it's all wrong. That's where the problem is. It's not that you are wrong, but the problem is what? Now the essential dimension of discipline is missing. What does it say? Obedience into an instruction.
We are afraid to whom to believe. That is a problem.
That's where the whole issue is. That's ego. Ego will say what? Hey, don't trust this fellow, man. Don't trust anybody. Okay, can you trust yourself? That is also not possible. The one who is not able to trust another can never trust himself or herself. Impossible. But all of us will feel what? I can trust myself, sir. I am a trustworthy person. Who told you? Who told you you are trustworthy? Are you trustworthy? All of us believe what? Sir, I am a very, I am a trustworthy person, sir, but everyone around me is not like that. I am very sincere, sir, but others are not sincere. I am very disciplined, sir, others are not. That is called ego. It's called ahankara. First, that needs to be attacked. The attack on ahankara is karma. How it attacks? Follow instruction. Can you? Danger. There it becomes difficult, sir. No. No, you have to convince me first. How many years it will take to convince you? 1 Janma? 10 Janmas? 5,000 Janmas? You will never get convinced. At no point of time you are going to get convinced. Remember, it's not out of your conviction. Then what is it, sir? As though conviction. That's why it is called as Shraddha. You must have that Shraddha. Important quality. Shraddha. Shraddha, not just faith. I believe in it, sir. Yeah, I believe in God. Who cares whether you believe or you don't believe? I believe in God. So, if you really believe in God, you will not live the way you are living now. You just say, I believe in God. God is there. Doing what? Taking care of me. Suppose if I tell you, God doesn't take care of you, He has no other business or what? Huh? Then will you go to that God? Then we'll say, no. Listen. I'll go to the God who is going to take care. The one who is not going to take care, I am not going to be interested in. Who is superior? The one who is taking care is superior, or the one who has taken care is superior? That ego will always feel what? I am not willing, subjecting myself to instruction. You subject yourself to instruction and follow through that instruction is called discipline. Path of action, you say, karma yoga. What is that? What is this? Karma path. The path of karma. The initial stages, you have to follow instruction. That's why today, there is no great, interest with people with reference to the rituals. We just, dismiss them. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. What is religion? Rituals. I am not following rituals. Why? Because in ritual you have to follow instruction. The instruction is given to you. This needs to be done facing east. You have to face east and do it. This needs to be done facing south. South. North. North. Sitting down, standing up, standing up. What if I say that in east? What will happen? Nothing is going to happen. Immediately, one group of people will say, oh, if you say that standing facing east, you will have, negative vibrations. Fearing the negative vibration, you do it. Where you have no idea what's the meaning of the word vibrations. Please say vibration. If you, wherever you don't know anything, say vibration. Problem solved. Everyone will agree now. In about 50 years back, 100 years back, if you say Shankara said that, everybody will agree. This current days, you should not say Shankara said that. Quantum physics says that, you will agree. Correct. Nobel laureate has said about this. You will say, yeah, correct, sir. Yeah, it's a different subject. It's a different subject here. In what way that fellow has got to do with this subject? It's like me talking on economics. Not that I have not studied economics, sir. I have got a good marks in economics. BCom. 12th, I got a good mark in economics. I have not studied economics. But then what? I can talk. Because I know Vedanta. Therefore, if F-16 better or Rafale better, I can give a lecture on that also. You people also will sit and listen to it and say, wow, yeah, he's explaining nicely. Hey, what is your subject? What is the... Because I know how to fly. Now, if you know how to fly, does it mean you are qualified to talk about the flights? It's like you know how to drive a car. Do you know what all there in the car? How many parts are there in the car? How which part is connected to which part? Do you know? Don't know, man. The subject needs to be discussed by people who are nowadays. What all that you have to say is what? Vibration. Universe. What universe? Huh? You cannot know. You just cannot follow instruction because the ego has become so solid. Now comes the problem. When you come to Vedanta, the problem is what? Vedanta also criticizes the rituals. Right? Therefore, all of you get inspired by Vedanta. You are not willing to follow the instructions, so you want a good excuse, and Vedanta gives a perfect excuse as to escape. Nothing can be done after that. That's why I said premature exposure to Vedanta, and all of us are guilty of that. Explaining Vedanta to people who are are not ready. So, beware of that. Transcendence of the guna is to a person who has consciously worked to develop a particular guna and he got involved in the guna, then you are telling him, hey, don't get involved, man, transcend. You see, right now, is there any single guna that you have consciously worked on to develop? If you are sattvic by nature. If you are rajasic, you are rajasic by nature. From birth till date, you are having that particular guna and you continue to live in that guna. What is the sattva guna which you have consciously worked and slogged to develop it, and you develop such a classic guna, and obviously the mind will get involved in that guna because it is such a beauty. It is such a fascinating experience to have the sattvic thoughts. Sattva is of that quality. So obviously, mind will get involved in that. When the mind gets involved, to that fellow, Upanishad comes and wants. You listen to that and say what? God is not in the temple alone. For you, God is nowhere. You are not seeing God anywhere. That is why the inspiration that you can have with the Balaji in Tirupati versus Balaji in Malleshwaram is not the same. Isn't it? It's not the same thing. Huh? Where is the inspiration? Are you inspired? If at all you are inspired by Tirupati Balaji, you are inspired only because of what? Laddu is a worst thing. Because of what? Scarcity. Balaji, you get a chance to see how long?
Fraction of a second.
As you are walking only you can see. You can't even stand for a second and see. You see, I think now law has been passed. You are not supposed to push people. You have to say Jaragandi, Jaragandi, that's all. You cannot touch them to push. I remember when I was going there, it was people used to, throw you out. Ayyappan, you go and see. Ayyappa, Lord Ayyappa, I'm going to see there. There is a chance for it. At least Balaji is big. It's a huge idol. From a distance also you can see something. Inside that Garbhagriha, Ayyappan idol have to be searched. Where is he sitting? In that second, if you don't see, finished. Again, you have to go and stand in the queue for. You have to go and stand. The inspiration is from where? Imagine the priest who is standing there and doing the puja. What is your inspiration? You look at that priest and feel what? Sir. Lucky fellow, sir. He's always there next to Balaji. Perumal, Pallikonda Perumal, he is there. One day, if the other priest were to come and tell him, hey, I have some business to do. Your duty is over now. Can you do it for another 6 hours? I'll finish that work and come back. Till the time you take care. What do you think this guy is going to say? Hey, 9 o'clock my shift over. I'll wait for 10 minutes. 9:10 I leave. If you are busy with your thing, I am also busy with my things. You think I am jobless fellow? This is a conversation. I've heard this conversation actually. It's not imagination I'm saying. I've overheard these conversations. Not in Balaji, in another temple. I was so shocked. And if somebody is coming and telling you, spend more time with God, what you should do? I was thinking, if I were to be there, I would have told that fellow what? Why 6 hours, man? Take leave today. Come day after. Enjoy. But his problem is what? So I used to really wonder, why is it that he is not thinking like that? I was so shocked. So I used to go to a man those days. So I went and asked him, why he should be happy, no? The dive, he said, proximity there. If you are too close, you lose value. You think he was telling me, well, he was instructing me then. He was not talking about them, he was talking about me. You think, you are getting inspired with me. Same issue. Because whenever you come, I am speaking to you, and then you go back, I am speaking. That's all it is. You live with me, you know. You will not get inspired. Nothing wrong with me, nothing wrong with you. The problem is what? The closer you lose the whole thing. So today, if at all you are having some inspiration with Sattva-guna, something spiritual, is only because of what? Scarcity. Non-accessibility. Anything which is accessible, what will happen? Loses the value. To have a complete access over something and not lose inspiration, starting point is what? Discipline. Discipline means what? Willingness to follow instruction. No questions asked. Once instruction is given, follow. You can ask, I don't understand that instruction. You can ask how to implement that instruction. That questions are there. But you never go back asking, why should I do it? Why only me? Why only me? Why me? If that question is there, go back to portion 19 to 27, not for you. Maybe wondering what I'm talking. I'm speaking all these things only for one point. What does it say? For all purpose, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga over with verse number 18. 19 to 27 has got nothing to do with you. Right? So forget about it. All that you have to do is what? What is happening, sir? The one who is able to see. What he is able to see? He is able to see clearly. Gunas are functioning, not me. The one who is able to have that capacity, that drishti, the drishta, he says, the seer. Drishta, the seer. What is it? Now, what is the difference between disciplined faith? Faith is the base. But faith per se has no meaning unless you follow the instruction. The instruction, if you modify, faith is not there. That's how it is. Most of us will do what? We'll change the instructions. That's why it is called karma, discipline. Disciplined action. Example we give is the rituals. Why you have to stand facing east, stand facing south, on facing this, sitting, standing. When you are saying this mantra, you should be standing, not sitting. If you have to be doing this, you should be done sitting in this way only. If you have to apply ashes, it should be applied with this only. Why not that? Kumkum you should have. The sticker photo. Now what to do now? What will you say now? Which means what? Elementary education is not done. The one who has not passed the elementary education, if they come to a higher physics, what will be the scenario? Is what the class is. You go back with every class as what? Every class you come, no. You have been attending this class for years now, right? Few weeks is only few people here. I'm seeing you for a few weeks, new. Now you lose all his interest also. Those people who have been attending for 20 years, nothing has happened. So what is the point of me coming and sitting in the class? Exactly. Nothing will happen. Why? Not because the subject has no power. The subject is not having. It has got nothing to do with the Gita, please. The problem is what? That's why nowadays you see lot of people are studying on the Bhagavad Gita. Any number of people are there. Sometimes I wonder, I think we should stop the classes. Genuinely. Not because, this one. Because too many people are explaining Gita. You go to the YouTube, my God. Same chapter has about, in every language. Our thing is what? They are not explaining like how you are explaining. That's our ego. And so you are the best interpreter. You Shankara, or you are great. Huh? They have done that. What are you going to do then? Upanishad lectures are there. Upanishad's public lectures are happening. Oh my God, I remember how much I had to fight with Swamiji, to convince him for Upanishad lecture. In 2006, he said, I'm stopping Gita lectures in Bangalore. Suddenly he called me one day. 2006, I'm saying. 97, I came. He was giving, Gita lectures was going on. Then in 2006, he called me. I'm stopping Gita lectures in Bangalore. I said, okay. Everybody got, angry with me. Other fellows. No, Swamiji says, no, you're not asking him. I said, what rights I have to ask him? Because when he was giving the lectures, I never went and asked him, why are you taking Gita lectures? Why he is doing, I never asked. Now, when he is stopping, I have the moral right to go and ask him why he is stopping? Swamiji is better. You are useless, he said a mentor. Easy to deal with him than to deal with you. I was so, I got so inspired after all. Inspiration was there, but then on the Upanishads, when I did one retreat, Upanishad retreat, this, I called up Swamiji. I said, Swamiji, I'm going to do. My blessings done. I said, for what, Swamiji? I need your blessing, Swamiji, for the retreat. I'm going to talk on this Upanishads. I'm really scared. I'm so scared to talk about it. As though you're qualified to talk on other things. You're qualified now, you're qualified. You're not qualified now, doesn't make any difference. So interested. I got so Swamiji, I wanted to have that, Upanishad, should be spoken by someone who has that, who has that knowledge. Shotriyam Brahmanishtam he says. Has to be a Shotriya as well as a Brahmanishta. Only that person can speak on that, Swamiji. Once. To who you want me to speak? Yeah. To who you want me to speak, he said. You're asking me to take Upanishad lecture. To whom? I said, to whom means what? To these fellows? Huh? I wanted 3-4 years. Almost about 3-4 years I got to plead him. Every meeting, I used to ask Swamiji, one. Once I started, other fellows also started. So finally he had to yield. He always says this is the problem with the child and parent. Always the parent who yield to the child. Same rule here also. It is always the guru who will yield to the Sishyas. Finally, somehow we convinced him. He said, okay, I will do. But then he said, I will do it only in 2 places. He said, Chennai, Bangalore. Other place I am not going to speak. The Bombay you should have Swamiji, Pune you should have Swamiji. I said, no. I will do there and here. My colleague from Calcutta, I said, Swamiji, Calcutta people, he got so annoyed. Of course, he did in Calcutta also after that. He said, okay, I'll do it in Calcutta, exception. Brahma Vidya is given to people who have crossed. Remember, I have given you this example. Of course, not my example, Swamiji's example. Pole vault. Right. Transcendence, what Krishna is talking from verse 19 to 27 is to a person who has got the lift with the pole. To him he says, drop the pole, cross over. Now when you are standing on the ground, what are you supposed to do? Hold on to the pole. Now, since the instruction given to that fellow to drop the pole, the fellow who is standing on the ground also drops the pole. What will happen? He will cross and go. What will happen here? No growth will ever happen. That accounts for what's happening in the world now. Even though there are so many classes and so many lectures and so many programs and so many people talking, but nothing they're able to see in effect. Why? Because the study is not done in that system. What is the methodology, sir? First, follow instruction, Karma Yoga. That's why Veda is divided into 2 parts. Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa. Purva Mimamsa is known as Karma Kanda. Uttara Mimamsa is Jnana Kanda. Purva Mimamsa is Karma portion. Right? Uttara Mimamsa is the Upanishads, otherwise known as Vedanta. To the person who has completed Purva Bhaga is the one who should come to Uttara Bhaga. Without going through the Purva Bhaga. Now again, don't say that I am going to do the ritual now. I am not talking about performance of the ritual or not performance of the ritual. Are you performing the ritual consciously as following instruction? The willingness to follow instruction. That discipline do you have? Blindly. not carefully, sir, without any damage, you may lose everything out of it, but still you should do it. After doing all this, you will develop a perception, you will develop a vision. That developed vision, he says, apply here. Right? After strengthening, apply here. Don't start from application. Develop the strength to see. That is what he says. When the seer perceives, I'm only explaining drashta. Who is that seer? Perceives is very easy. Who is that seer? The seer is one who has worked with the discipline and developed that guna, sattva guna. With that clear vision, he understands what is the understanding of his gunas are functioning. The consciousness which I am is different. That when he applies, he has a clarity, anubhashyati, sees clearly. How does he see clearly? Because he followed the process. And then comes this Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana and all these things, all the spiritual disciplines. So the starting point of the spiritual path is what? Willingness to follow instruction and following it. So following instruction. Then you can add words this side, that side. So many words can be added, both sides. But central is what? Willingness to follow instruction. Verse 20.
गुणानेतानतीत्यर्थी देहि देहसमुद्भवान् जन्म मृत्युजरा दुःखैः विमुक्तो मृतमश्नुते गुणानेतानतीत्यर्थी देहि देहसमुद्भवान् जन्म मृत्युजरा दुःखैः विमुक्तो मृतमश्नुते.
Having crossed over these three gunas, qualities, the dweller in the body is completely freed from birth, death, old age, and pain, arising from the body and attains immortality. Dehi Deha Samudbhava. Dehi means the possessor of the body. The possessor of Deha is called Dehi. The one who is the owner of the body. Who is the owner of the body? The Jiva. So when he says Dehi, he is referring to the Jiva. Dehi, dweller in the body, understands what? Deha Samudbhavan. Deha Samudbhava means arising from the body. What is this? This body has come into existence. This Dehi started possessing this body. How this Dehi has taken this possession? Udbhava, Samudbhava, Deha Samudbhava. That's how you should read it. Udbhava is the possession, taking, starting. How I started, from where the whole thing started. How come I have I am housed in this Deha. Deha Samudbhava means that. Deha Samudbhava, implication is this, implied meaning. Implied meaning is he investigates to figure out how is that Dehi, the Jiva, who is housed in this body. Housing in this body is called the Janma, this life, this Janma you are living. How come that Dehi, the Jiva, from when, from where, how this Jiva started dwelling in this body? Why? How? He understands that. What is the cause of that? The cause of that Dehi in Deha is because of the Guna. These gunas is the cause. Because of the gunas, the whole thing has come. Because of the guna, you have entered into this body, the jiva. So why the jiva is living here? Because of the guna. How does it work, sir? We need to know the rule. Now the theorem. Right. That's a statement here. Understood is what? The one who is reading this knows the theorem. Right. The problem here is, as and when you are reading only, you are studying theorems. That's where the issue is. That's why a lot of confusion comes. You are in this body because of your punya and papa to be exhausted. Right. You are in this body. Why you are in the body is because of punya and papa. The punya will give you sukham, papa will give you dukkam. So you have to go through that experience of sukha and dukkha. To go through the experience of sukha, dukkha, you need a deha. Without a deha, sukha, dukkha not possible. Now from where you got that one? This punya papam is the result of your karma. Why did you perform that particular type of karma? Because of that particular guna that you had. You see, the particular type of guna. Okay, you add one more thing if you want in between. Particular type of karma you did, why? Because you had particular type of desire. Right. Why did you, from where that particular type of desire you had? Gunas. So, guna becomes the cause of desire. Guna is the hetu for kama. Cause. Guna, kama hetu. Kama, karma hetu. Karma, punya papa. Punya papa, deha. Who's having all these things? You are having all that. So you developed a particular guna. That guna developed a kama, a desire. That desire, you acted. Because of those actions, you develop punya papa. You know that. Every action has got drishtapala, adrishtapala. Adrishtapala is punya papa. Punya will give you sukham, papa will give you dukkham. So anytime you are experiencing dukkha, what you have to understand? It's your papa. Don't look at the world. Don't look into the government. Trump is the cause for my agitations. No, that's your papa, full stop. There's nothing to do with Trump or government or God or stars or horoscopes. Nothing of those things. It's to do with what? It is only your Punya Papa, full stop. What has created Punya Papa? Karma. Why that karma? Kama. Why that particular kama? That guna. So guna, kama, karma, punya papa, deha. So he says, deha samudbhavan. So what is the cause of the udbhava, the starting point? Why I got in this? The gunas were the starting point of that deha, mean to be trapped in this deha. Why? Because I believe myself to be dehi, jiva. So long as you believe yourself to be the dehi, what is the option you have? You are stuck. Then what you need to do? You have to cross this. Having crossed over. Having crossed over means what? This having, going beyond. Going beyond the gunas, you get this completely free. Vimukta. Mukta. Vimukta. Vimukta is Visheshena Mukti. You get. Special Mukti, that is. Complete. That is Vimukta. Total, completely freed. You are completely freed from what? From Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Dukkai. Janma, birth. Mrityu, death. Jara, old age. Dukkha, pain. Sorrow, suffering. What is he referring to, sir? The dukkha coming from Janma, dukkha from Mrityu, dukkha from Jara. You are freed from dukkha arising from birth. Birth is not a problem, sir. We celebrate actually, birthday. Not a problem. First to point out, you don't see birth as pain. See, Mrityu, dukkha we understand. Jara dukkha we understand even better. The people say you live for 100 years. How? After 60 years you can't stand up and sit down. 40 years you have to live. Imagine, you can't stand, you can't sit, you can't listen, you can't see, you can't hear. Huh? You will not know where you are sitting, who is there, this one, that one. Is that? Jara we understand, old age. The pain of old age is very obvious. And the pain of death is also obvious. You see, at least the fear of death. When they say pain of death, now what is it, sir? No, fear of death. Now you are freed from the pain of taking next birth. You are already born. Right? So when he says you are freed from birth, understood is what? Freed from next birth. No rebirth for you. That's all it means. That doesn't mean, you are not going to be, because to whom he will speak then? He is addressing Dehi. You see? So which means he is already in Deha, which means already taken birth. Then to tell that fellow you will be freed from birth means what? No rebirth. You are free from rebirth. Which means he understands the pain of birth. And you got to read the Shastras explaining the pain the child goes through in the womb. Unbelievable. It's scary, that is, to read those portions. How they know, we have no idea. How we got to know. It's very nice. Child will be smiling also. We have scanned photograph. Child is smiling. If it is there, na smile. Also, it will be like that. Who knows? I have no idea what is going on inside. But the scriptures they explain, what all the child goes through at different phases, feeling, suffocation. It is suffocating inside. Therefore, he comes out. After coming out, he feels what? That suffocation is better than this suffocation. Our life. You'll be freed from the fear of death, the pain that is coming from old age. Everything is gone. Why? Because he understands what? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, all this belongs to the body, not me. So the moment he understands that, what will happen? He will not going to be affected by those things. Therefore, no pain. That birth, old age, death, all this metamorphoric changes that happens, birth, growth, disease, decay, death, all this metamorphoric changes happens to the body, and he understands the body is caused by the guna, and I have nothing to do with the gunas, which means what? If I have nothing to do with the cause, then I have nothing to do with the effect also. So the effect is the body, cause is the guna, and I have no connection with the guna. I am different from the guna. Verse 19. So in verse 20, what is he explaining, sir? In one word, what he is explaining in verse 20 is the consequence of verse 19. The phala of jnanam. What jnanam? Verse 19. If you have the jnanam, what will happen? Verse 20. So 19, what is jnanam? What is jnanam? Is simple. Jnanam is understanding that consciousness, Brahman, Atman, the self, I am, is different from the gunas. Sattva, Rajas, Tamo guna has got nothing to do with the consciousness, and I am that consciousness. Therefore, whatever is happening as a consequence of the guna, I have no impact. Those things don't come and impact me. That is the Madbhava. Brahma Bhava, when we say, what is that Madbhava? In verse 20, he is explained. 19. Madbhava is said in 19. He attains my bhava, he attains my being. What is my being? The Brahma. What is that Brahman, sir? Consciousness. Consciousness will not have this. If you have attained that consciousness, how will you know that? This is how you will know. You will be freed from the pain caused by birth, death, old age. All this will not affect. Then you have grown. And now Arjuna can't keep quiet. Immediately he raises his hands. A doubt. Ask. 21 to 27. 21 he asks a question, then he gives a answer. 21 all that he is asking is, give me same question what he asked there. How does he sit? How does he walk? How does he talk? How does he stand? All this explanation. Same question he asks here, again here. Verse number 21. We'll see next class.